You're driving. A red light comes up. You hit the brake. It's automatic, right? You don't think about it. You just do it because it's the easiest choice. But what happens when the red light goes out of order? Now think about your job. You get that email, and without thinking, you click Request Legal Review. New project, you reach for the standard proposal template V12, no questions asked. A calendar invite from your boss, the moment it hits your inbox, you clear everything else, it's priority. Does this sound familiar? See the pattern? These aren't just rules you follow. This isn't just autopilot. It's your professional OS, quietly updated with every performance review, every missed promotion, and every helpful suggestion you've received. Now it's running in the background seamlessly. So seamlessly, you don't even notice it. But here's the real question they don't want you to ask. What happens when the system's red light is broken? Would you sit there forever, waiting for permission to move? Welcome to the quiet, total victory of modern management. This isn't about being told what to do. This is about you wanting to do what you're told because it feels like your own idea. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how your good habits were factory installed. If this sounds familiar, congratulations. You're a fully integrated component. Here's how you can tell. You've stopped making maps, you just follow the GPS. Faced with a challenge, your brain doesn't explore. It defaults to the proven path. Need budget? You build a deck. Not because it's best, but because last time a deck worked. The path is worn so deep you can't see the other trails anymore. The rulebook is your comfort blanket. When they change a tiny process, you grumble for a day, then adapt. You don't ask why anymore. You just learn the new steps. The rules aren't external forces. They're the walls of your playpen, and you've stopped trying to look over them. You get a secret high from following the script. Nailing a complex process, jumping through all the hoops, getting all the signatures, gives you a weird sense of accomplishment. And the thought of skipping a step, even a useless one, feels dangerous. That feeling? That's not your conscience. That's the system's code running a security check on itself. This isn't about you being weak. It's about your brain being efficient. In a stable cage, learning the exact location of the food lever and the electric wire isn't stupidity. It's biology. You've just optimized for your environment. The problem is, you forgot you're in a cage. Why go through all this trouble? Why not just yell orders? Because yelling is expensive and unreliable. Programming is cheap and forever. Let's break it down. The system is designed using 3 key equations. Equation 1, replace managers with code. Paying managers to watch you is a cost center. They get sick, they quit, they have opinions. But if you internalize the rule, that's a one-time development cost. Think of a master watchmaker in Switzerland. His hands move with perfect, repeatable precision. His supervisor isn't watching. The training is in his muscle memory. The company traded a salary for a software update. You are that update. You are automation that drinks coffee. Equation 2, delete human error from the script. In some fields, a single creative thought can kill people. Aviation, surgery, finance, sometimes. So they remove the thought. A pilot in a storm isn't improvising. They're executing a checklist they've rehearsed into a trance. The habit bypasses the panicky, creative human brain and goes straight to the reliable reptilian stem. Your good habit isn't for excellence. It's a failsafe to stop you from thinking when thinking is a liability. Equation 3. Turn your identity into the loyalty program. This is the masterstroke. Loyalty out of fear is cheap. Loyalty out of love is priceless. Watch a Wall Street banker. The 100-hour weeks, the specific slang, the ruthless focus on a spreadsheet's bottom line. Do this for a decade. And if you succeed, you're not just rich. You're a banker. It's who you are. Your habits became your personality. Now, questioning the system's rules feels like a personal attack on yourself. The most effective prison is one the inmate refuses to leave because they've been convinced it's their dream home. So your habits? They're not yours. They're the system's most efficient firmware running on your hardware. What happens when this perfect software meets a bug? When you try to act off script, you suggest killing a useless weekly meeting. You have data. It's rational. Oh, what the system hears. Error. Node requesting unnecessary processing cycle on low priority protocol. You're not seen as an innovator. You're seen as a component generating unexpected friction. The response isn't to fix the meeting, it's to check why you're malfunctioning. You switch companies and your old best practices bomb. You brought your Amazon disagree style to a cozy Google team. Oh, what this reveals, your professionalism was just a local dialect. It only worked in one specific corporate kingdom. Your habits aren't universal truths. They're tribal customs, and you just committed a culture crime. A new hire asks, why do we do it this way? And you blank. You can only say, it's the standard process. Oh, the ugly truth, you've forgotten the why. You're just executing. You are a black box, reliable but unexplainable. And in a crisis, unexplainable components are the first to be replaced. So you're fully programmed. What's your career path now? You're at the mercy of the system with a menu you didn't even choose. You think you're in control, but what happens when the system decides you're obsolete? Think this doesn't apply to you? Maybe it's time to ask yourself, what's the real cost of the habits you've been following without question? Keep watching, and let's figure out how deep this goes. Path A, you become the poster child. If your habits lead to big wins, you get promoted to culture carrier, you give talks, you mentor newbies, your life becomes a commercial for the system. Do as I did, and you too can succeed. You're not a person anymore, you're a human-shaped policy document. Path B, you become a high-precision tool. You get really, really good at one tiny thing, that complex audit, that specific code. You're invaluable for that one thing. They'll never promote you, but they'll never fire you. You're a perfect, irreplaceable screw in the machine. Your world gets very small and very safe. Path C, you get quietly archived. The market shifts. Your habits, once celebrated, are now obstacles. You don't get fired. You get managed out. Your projects are sunset. Your reports are streamlined. One day you realize your function has been outsourced to a SaaS platform. You weren't defeated. You were made obsolete by an update you didn't know was downloading. None of this is new. The smartest emperors knew. Control isn't about the guard with the whip. It's about designing the village so everyone polices themselves. You make the right behavior also the easiest, most rewarding, most normal behavior. You don't need a spy in every house if you've convinced everyone that looking out their neighbor's window is just being a good citizen. That's your modern open plan office and feedback culture. The system can't measure your actual creativity or judgment, so it gave up. It just measures your compliance with the social script. Your bonus, your status, your sense of belonging are all tied to how well you perform the rituals. You're not building a career. You're accumulating points in a very sophisticated loyalty game you never agreed to play. I'm not here to give you a self-help list, but if you see the code, you can at least stop confusing it with your own thoughts. Stop worshiping your efficiency. That speed might just be your expert knowledge of the cage's layout. It's not a skill that transfers to the wild. Schedule a system reboot. Once a year, pick your most mindless habit. Ask, if I was hired today to fix this, would I even build this? Don't answer. Just let the question break the autopilot for a second. Know your shelf life. Your value is not static. The system is always calculating, does the output of this human component justify its cost, or can we replace it with an app? Your habit is your product, and every product has a life cycle. Here's the beautiful, tragic flaw in all of this. This wonderful, smooth-running machine, powered by everyone's good habits, is terrified of one thing: a true accident. A mess with no clear reason. When that happens, when the deal blows up, the product fails, the scandal hits, the system can't blame the process. It can't say, well, everyone was just following their well-trained habits. That's not a story. The world demands a villain. Anger needs a target. So the system does a hard reboot. It shuts down the gentle logic of habit and goes back to something primal. It needs a sacrifice. It needs to point to a single component, a single person, and say, this is why. This one broke the rules. The smooth, automated control of habit always leads to the brutal, manual override of blame, which takes us to the next inevitable stage. The moment the music stops and someone has to pay. That's where we're going next. L3-25, why someone must always be held responsible. We'll look at the ancient ritual of the scapegoat, dressed up in a suit and a severance package. Until then, just remember, every habit you're praised for today could be the exhibit they use against you tomorrow.